And welcome to another edition of South Texas Crossfire. This is attorney Joe Flores reminding you to join us each and every week right here on KTMV with the Lopez family. Special thanks to Don Alberto Lozano Lopez and Carlos Lopez. We're here on an anti-bullying campaign. Many of us have been bullies or bullied as kids and didn't know how to channel our aggressive energy. So I've got this distinct pleasure of interviewing a martial artist who is a competitor, but it's not all about that. We're going to learn what jiu-jitsu is really about, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And with me is a great friend of mine, Tommy Montoya. How are you, Sensei?
Thank you. Good to see you, Joe. Doing well. Thank you very much.
Well, let me ask you, Tommy, just very briefly, a lot of people don't know what jiu-jitsu means. What does it mean? The children and the families out there that want to get involved and try to do an anti-bullying campaign and join us and come by and get some lessons, what does jiu-jitsu mean?
Basically, jiu-jitsu, in essence, in a nutshell, is the mastery of leverage. So if you kind of put it together, a smaller, weaker person that knows jiu-jitsu against somebody who doesn't know jiu-jitsu that's maybe bigger, stronger, or older, can handle that person and use that person's strength against them.
And, you know, the history behind this, in a minute, we're going to be interviewing a sixth-degree martial artist, a grand champion that was trained by Gracie himself. Many of y'all who follow martial arts know who that is, and Carlos Gracie. Tell us a little bit about your experiences in Brazil. In fact, you own it. You've come here in South Texas to teach, but you've actually gone down to Brazil and been taught by the masters. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it was a life vision for me. As I started getting into the martial arts, it was a dream of mine, especially interacting with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Portuguese. I was fortunate to be able to marry a half Brazilian, and her family's from Brazil. So just being around the Portuguese, loving the art, and going to the motherland in Brazil was just a wonderful experience. Just the fruits, the vegetables, just all the lifestyle that's there just really changed and influenced me to even be more empowered in the martial arts and in jiu-jitsu, the mountains, the ocean, and just basically the academies that are there. Our team is Gracie Humaita team is one of the founders, is the founder of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu that is known throughout the world. And I was able to go down the street, Humaita, and it was very busy, and it was just a very cultural shock for me, but I really, really liked the energy. The people were very welcoming, very friendly, and the jiu-jitsu was superb. It was an eye-opener for me, but also humbled me to realize that sometimes in America we over-sensualize things, but there in Brazil it was just very easy, it was very laid back, and it was just a consistent technique that I was able to experience there with all those black belts.
E saludos a seus amigos em Brasil. Bem-vindos a vocês que falam português também. And so we're here. I've gone to Brazil, and I can vouch for that too. That their spirituality, their essence, it's a great country, very good people. Let me ask you this. A lot of people just stereotype jiu-jitsu as just the Brazilian jiu-jitsu, particularly since it really came on the scene almost 25 years ago almost, and with Royce Gracie beating many champions. Let me ask you this. Is it about beating somebody up, or, it's a kind of loaded question. I know it's not, but to educate people, they think it's a very violent sport. Tell us about the spirituality and the physicality and how you can improve your health with this.
Sure. Great question, Joe. Actually, I work and conduct many youth ministry programs in the past. I've been able and been given opportunities to work with the school district here in Corpus Christi. And one of the benefits of jiu-jitsu is that there's no striking. It's all based on grappling, holding, and breaking grips, things of that nature. So even if a kid was getting bullied in the school, per se, the kid would not hurt the other child, even though the child was trying to hurt him or her. So that's one of the positive influences that we have with our kids. And that also transcends all the way up to the adults as well. It's not a violent sport. It's a gentleman's sport, but it also is one of the most effective martial arts in the world.
And sort of that philosophy, how can adults that take this, of course, you can't go around, putting people in locks and things, and unless you're attacked, of course, if you're a victim of domestic violence or something, it's a great thing for somebody with lesser strength to take on an opponent that's greater strength. But mentally, how has it impacted you as a black belt in jiu-jitsu? How does it in your everyday life and coping?
Well, because we're kind of focused and become masters at at leverage, at understanding my own body and the physics of my own body, being able to, I guess if a normal person were to think about it, it'd be like a chess match. You know, you learn the pieces and there's a million ways to move. So you really never come to the point of mastering one thing or several things. It's a constant evolving thing. And I think as a human being, it helps me with my stress. Of course, you have to have superb diets. Not that I don't eat bad or I don't go on desserts. I love desserts and things of that nature. But with the calories and just with the exercise and with the mental exercising of it, it just really helps me balance myself mentally, physically. And then also the spiritual aspect of it just brings everything together in harmony and really allows me to become the best person that I possibly can.
Well, it sounds great, and we're going to be interviewing a father and son combo that are world-renowned as well. Tell us a little bit about the sixth-degree black belt world champion. What's his name?
His name is Master Master Docini Matos. We call him Pretinho. Pretinho is his nickname in Brazil.
Mm-hmm. And his son, John, which is John in English.
That's correct. Yes, 18 years old.
Yeah, and he's already in his own right. He's getting up there and been training since how old was he when he started?
I don't know exactly, but if I was to suspect, I would say at least 6 or 7 years old.
Wow, and my understanding was that the master also Docini was trained by the time he was 12. He started training with the Grand Masters Carlos and Joyce Gracie, so we can't wait to interview him too. What would you like to tell the teachers and the educators out there and the children and parents about jiu-jitsu and why they should come over here to Nile and SPID and train with you guys?
Yes, to anybody that's out there that's interested, we're very family-oriented. Strategically located to your convenience off SPID and Nile. We're an opening. We have programs for beginners, intermediate, advanced, whether it be for self-defense, whether it be for discipline modification programs that we have here, but also for the competition side as they excel. They have goals that they can hit. We love to be able to complement what you're doing in the home and bring that in here, and we help modify and just help kind of instill those values in them as well with the jiu-jitsu programs.
Good discipline and learning how to defend themselves. And what's the magic number to call if they want more information and the website?
Yes, sir. Thank you. That would be 361-815-8496. 361-815-8496.
And the website, I saw it was it Jiu-Jitsu 52? I'm trying to think. What is that website? Let me think. I know it's on the tip of my tongue.
TeamGracie52.com.
I know it. Team Gracie, and that's GRACIE. Team Gracie 52 at
.com.
Oh, .com. That's the Team Gracie. And we can clean that up, right, Dave? TeamGracie52.com. That's TeamGracie 52.com. It's on the bottom of your screen as well as the number. And they're on standby to take your call. Let me tell you, if your children need help with discipline, if your children need to defend themselves, if you are a weaker person and being preyed upon by stronger people, this is a great way to learn. And also mental discipline for professionals. Come on by and see a great sensei, Tommy Montoya, and also the men from Brazil that were hand trained by the Gracies, and they're here. Take advantage of it here in Corpus Christi. We're going to be back after this break. After a brief break, you're watching South Texas Crossfire with attorney Joe Flores, and we are interviewing martial artists here at the dojo that is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And you've heard from Tommy Montoya. Now we're going to talk with another martial artist. Your name, sir?
Teddy Ariano.
Mr. Ariano, sensei, what rank are you?
4-stripe purple belt. Pretty soon be being promoted to brown belt as well.
Congratulations. How long have you been in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
5 years.
And tell me how this has impacted your life and improved your life right here in South Texas.
Well, I do have a history of martial arts as a kid, 6 to 7 years. And after I was done with the college baseball, I met Tommy through our friend Chuck, who helped me get back into martial arts. And Tommy's the one who introduced me to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I was really going for boxing, but then I got into it, and it just stuck. It became real addicting because it's a different challenge every single day.
Well, and the stereotype is that it's about, beating and conquering your opponent, the physicality part of it. Tell us a little bit, the entire picture. Why do you do it?
I do because I like the mental challenge. It's really like a human chess game when you think about it. You have to deal with your partner or your opponent who knows the same thing that you know, and then you have to figure a way to tap him out with the same tap outs that he knows as well, whether it's armbar, choke, or leg attacks.
And so a lot of this is mental, and how do you incorporate all this into your everyday, going to work, dealing with problems? How does it help you?
Well, Jiu-Jitsu also translates to life as well as, so for one example, if life is really putting you down on your back, you learn how to attack on your back in Jiu-Jitsu. So that's one way to take Jiu-Jitsu into your real life.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it, and keep working hard. I mean, awesome. I support this, and I welcome everybody out there, kids and adults, to come on by. And it's conveniently located, SPID and Nile. So come on by. Thank you. We'll be back. Agora vamos a falar com mestre conhecido mundialmente. Prazer, Joe Flores. Como vai?
Matos, prazer.
Seu nome?
Ducinei Matos.
E você tem outro nome também, não?
Tem um apelido Pretinho.
Ah, apelido Pretinho, é? E você é campeão de todo mundo, não? Em Brasil, Jiu-Jitsu brasileiro?
Já fui campeão mundial, campeão pan-americano, campeão brasileiro várias vezes, campeão estadual. Tenho vários títulos acumulados.
E sua opinião, que é os benefícios de Jiu-Jitsu para a criança?
O Jiu-Jitsu para a criança ele traz muito benefício, né? Ele traz autossegurança, né? Disciplina, evita bullying, né? Ele tem várias utilidades para as crianças, né? E para os adultos também, né? De um modo geral, né?
Agora, você pode falar um pouquinho de história de Jiu-Jitsu em Brasil?
O jiu-jitsu, ao contrário do que muitos pensam, ele não nasceu no Japão, né? O jiu-jitsu ele foi criado na Índia pelos monges, porque os monges viajavam, então eles eram muito assaltados, né? E por ter corpos franzinos, ser muito magros, eles criaram essa arte jiu-jitsu, os monges da Índia. E então eles viajaram por muitos lugares, né? Ensinando a sua religião, e eles não podiam usar armas, que era contra a religião deles. Então, eles desenvolveram o jiu-jitsu. Quer dizer, o nome do jiu-jitsu vem da Índia. Depois passou pela China e pelo Japão. Então, quando chegou ao Japão, o mestre, o Conde Koma, migrou para o Brasil. Isso por volta de 1920. Migrou para o Brasil. E quando chegou ao Brasil, foi para o Pará. No Pará conheceu o grande mestre Gracie e o grande mestre Carlos Gracie, que foram os que desenvolveram o jiu-jitsu no Brasil, evoluíram mais o jiu-jitsu, criaram mais regras, mais golpes, entendeu? Quer dizer, hoje o Brasil deve muito a esses dois nomes, ao Hélio Gracie e ao Carlos Gracie, que foram eles que desenvolveram o jiu-jitsu no país, no Brasil.
E você diretamente estudou abaixo deles, não?
Isso, eu fui aluno do grande mestre Hélio Gracie, estudo na academia dele desde 1982, comecei a fazer jiu-jitsu aos 12 anos de idade na minha cidade, Teresópolis, que é onde os Gracies moraram também, tiveram raízes lá. A primeira academia de jiu-jitsu deles, inclusive, foi em Teresópolis, na minha cidade. E Teresópolis ele é um palco de atletas, né, de campeões. Tem vários campeões. Hoje tem gente no Emirados, tem um monte aqui nos Estados Unidos. Quer dizer, o jiu-jitsu de Teresópolis evoluiu muito. Colaborou muito para o jiu-jitsu mundial também.
Uma pergunta final para a gente no Brasil.
Hoje estou aqui em Corpus Christi, estou muito satisfeito, a cidade me recebeu de braços abertos, fiz muitos amigos, novas famílias, estou contente. Os Estados Unidos realmente é um grande país, tá? E espero poder deixar tudo que sei aqui, colaborar para o jiu-jitsu evoluir mais ainda. Obrigado.
We're about ready to finish it. It's been an honor to interview a grandmaster. And you heard from Tommy Montoya. We're asking everybody to come out here, and we're going to get a few shots of people starting to learn jiu-jitsu and some that are already in there, but it's been an honor. And to briefly translate what he said, I welcome the people in America with open arms. He's proud to be here, and he has a new family. And he said hello to his people back there, and he also said the mental and the physical and the spiritual benefits of in jiu-jitsu. We have the great honor of having somebody who was trained directly by the grandmasters Carlos and Helios Gracie. Started out in 1925 back then, and he got his black belt in '85. So come on down and meet him. I'll go 7th degree black belt. Come on down, Nile and SPID, and it's an honor to have interviewed him, and this is a great benefit. And let's see what they can do right now. Well, thanks for joining us for another edition of South Texas Crossfire. This is attorney Joe Flores reminding you to join us each and every week right here on KTMB. You've been here with one of the master jiu-jitsu sensei. I mean, a master, world class. So I'm glad you could join us, and I hope you bring your kids, your family, and learn what it's about. Come here to Nile and SPID, and the number and the website is on your screen. Anti-bullying message, but also focusing in on your spirituality, your health, and taking care of yourself, because take care of yourself, no one else will. So this is Joe Flores. Thank you, and God bless.